Welcome back. Today we're going to go through working with text, how to create a text layer, and also how to work in the character panel to add in some of the spacing and other typography that we talked about. So first, to create your text layer, you have a text tool on the left side on your toolbar. It is the big capital T. If you click and hold down on it, you'll get the different text tools that we can have: horizontal, vertical, and then masking of your horizontal and vertical. All right, we're just going to stick with the horizontal type tool. Before we click on our work area here and start typing, if we look up at the options bar, here we can change the appearance of our text. So the first option that we have here in this drop down is all of our typefaces. All right, a big long list of typefaces. At the top of this, you can filter it to choose a specific category: serif, sans serif, script. Decorative will be the same as our ornamental typeface, depending on what you're creating, trying to match the mood, the theme of that document or that graphic with the type that you use. You also have, going to the right on our options bar here, you have some styles depending on the typeface that you choose here. You have, I'm going to go back to, we'll do Arial, just a basic sans serif typeface. You have the different styles you can add to it here on the next option. The two T's, two capital T's, one big, one small, is going to be your size. You have a drop-down menu to go up to 72 points, or you can type in that value and go something over 72, 150 for me. You have your justification, left, center, right, and then the last thing for us would be this little color box here. This is going to be the color of your text. So the default of black, if we want to change that, we'd click on that box. Our color picker appears. All right, to use the color picker, this big square here is going to be kind of the different shades and tints of a specific color, a specific hue, and we can use this skinny sliding bar to change the different hue to whatever we want. All right, I'm going to stick back with keep with black, so I'm just going to hit cancel. But when you find yours, you should see it in the new box here, and then you can click OK. All right, once you've set those options up, you can go ahead and create your text layer. So two types of way we can create text. All right, if you just left click and let go, point type, where if it's a few words, we can type and it all stays on the same line. Or you can left click and hold down and draw out a text box for kind of an area. All right, and for this one, as you see by the placeholder text there, all right, once it gets to the edge of your text box, it's going to go to the next line. All right, where point type, it's just going to keep going on the same one out to the right. All right, so if you have a larger block of text that you're going to type, use that area type, draw your own text box. If it's just a little bit, you can use the point type here. All right, so what I'm going to do is delete both of those text layers out of the way. All right, so we're going to use point type for this. What we're going to do is just click. All right, you'll get a placeholder text on your screen, and it should be highlighted for you to be able to go ahead and just type in whatever you want. So I'm going to delete, hit backspace, delete it, and I'm just going to type my name. All right. In the options bar, you can check mark to apply the type. You can cancel it or say don't make the changes. All right. Or you can, if something you need to change, you can just backspace and retype it in there. But if it is how you want it to be, you can just click off of it and it will stop with the cursor. When you click off of it, be careful not to click a couple times because when it goes back to the text tool here, it's going to create more text layers, which you could just delete if you don't type anything in there, but it just kind of saves you a little bit of time. So when you click off of it, always try to go back to the move tool. That way you don't create those text layers, and then we can kind of place where we want our text to be on our screen, right? Or our work area, I should say. And if you look over here on your layers panel, when you create a text layer, or when you create text, it's going to create its own layer. As I've been saying, it's going to create that text layer. You have the big capital T to identify it in the layers list that that's a text layer. And automatically the layer name is going to be changed to whatever that you have typed. Let's say you want to change what it says. You misspelled something, left something out, whatever it is. All you have to do is in this layers list here, just double click on that big T. It will highlight the text, and then you can go in and edit what you need. All right, and again, once you got it changed, click off, and it will apply those changes. All right. So what we can do now is we had a few options for typography, the way our characters look in the options bar, but we have a characters panel to add a few more things into that. All right, so your characters panel should be over here on the right side. If you cannot find it because you closed it out or whatnot, always go up to the window menu, and it has all of your panels listed here, and we're going to go to character. It's automatically going to open it. I'm just going to move it here on the screen. And I thought I would zoom in on the panel too, but we'll put it right beside our text here. All right, so a lot of the same options as the options bar in the characters panel here. Here you have the typeface, the style, you have the size again. All right, but we're going to add some of the spacing in our typography. All right, so the first one here, the A underlined on top of the A underline right here, this is going to be your tracking. So this is the vertical space between lines of text. All right, so I'm going to edit in another line with my last name. All right, make sure the text layer is selected. 3 ways we can change our leading here. You can click this drop down and you can choose a value. You can type in a value. All right, or if you hover the mouse over the icon for the leading, your cursor will change from the regular cursor to a hand, pointing finger hand with black arrows going left and right. All right, and this, I would suggest this is the best way to do it. So to change it, left click and hold down, and as you hold down the mouse button, you can move the mouse to the left, and that will decrease the value, which will decrease the amount of space between those 2 lines. Or you move to the right, increasing the value of leading, which will increase the space between those 2 lines. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to move a little bit closer together. All right. The next row underneath those, this is our kerning. All right, the V/A is going to be the kerning. This is the horizontal space between 2 characters, and then the kind of white square, white rectangle with the V, the A, and then the arrow going left and right. This is going to be your tracking. All right, and I'm going to skip over kerning and go straight to the tracking, as you can see there. But same way that we can change this, All right, the easiest way, hover over it, left click and hold down, and to the right is going to increase it. And as you can see, my letters are getting further apart. All of the letters are getting further apart from each other. Come to the left, into the negatives. You can bring it to it's all behind each other and unreadable. All right. And then the other thing in this characters panel is to kind of resize as a percentage of whatever this scale value or the size value is up here. All right, and it is the big T with an arrow going up and down. All right, this is the vertical size, and then the T, big T with the arrows going left and right. This is going to be your horizontal size. All right, and so I can change this. I can change it to maybe be 200% of the size vertically, so it increases, and I can make it maybe 300%, so it's a little bit wider than it is taller. All right. When you change these sizes, and you can see that I did have, before I did that, I did have some space in between the lines. So if you adjust the sizes here, you are going to have to go back and adjust the kerning, the tracking, or the leading. That is our text tools and our characters panel. We'll see you next time.